Hi everyone, I just thought I would film a video. I've noticed a few people on my page often post that they've had a loved one who's taken themselves home, and I do find I also get a lot of emails and messages from people who have struggled with their loved one who's taken themselves home. So I thought I would do a video on it, which would be a lot easier, so that hopefully it'd be a little bit easier for you to actually watch a video than, via email. So my take on when someone takes themselves home, a lot of loved ones and friends, they feel like they might have been able to stop this person. They feel like they should have done more, and they blame themselves. Blaming themselves and being angry at themselves is a very big thing. But you need to realize when someone wants to take themselves home, no matter what you do, no matter what you try to do, no matter how much you help, this person has gone so low in their energy, their vibrational energy is so low. They could be depressed, they could have anxiety, they could have such overwhelming burdens that they can't get out from underneath. There might be mental illness, and that's why they take themselves home. And you can't blame yourself for this. No matter how much you try, if someone wants to do that, they're going to do it. You might be able to delay it, you might be able to stop them doing it one time, but if they really, really want to do this and they can't get away from what's dragging them down, no matter what you do, they are going to do it. They are going to take themselves home. And that doesn't mean that they don't love you. That doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It's just that when they're in that headspace of wanting to take themselves home, wanting to escape what's on them, what is hurting them and, causing them to feel like this, when they're in that headspace, no matter who's in their life, no matter how much they love who's in their life, they're only thinking about their own needs, and they're only thinking about how they can escape their problems. They're not thinking about you, they're not thinking about anyone else. They're just solely focused on themselves. And that's why you can't blame yourself if someone does decide to do this to themselves, because it's not your fault. And no matter what you do, it will never ever be your fault. When someone is in that headset that they are going to do it, they are going to do it. And it's a very sad thing to go through. And so many people blame themselves. And I can understand why you blame yourself. But you need to know that this person, when they're done this and they're doing this, they're in such a low energy that they're only solely focused on themselves and um, getting away from what it is that's dragging them down. Now, I know you would have, because I know I've done this and we're all guilty of it. In your life at some stage, have you ever just been so upset or so angry, you've said something or you've done something in that anger, and then afterwards you've regretted it? So I can totally admit I've done this in the past. I've said something to someone I shouldn't have said, and then I was like, oh shit, what did I do once I'd calmed down? Most rational people think this stuff, say this stuff, but then we calm down and then we're like, what have we done? When someone's feeling at the end, when someone's feeling the burden's too strong, they can't see any other option but to take this path. And once they've passed over to the other side, once they've taken their lives and they've passed to the other side, that's their oh shit moment. And that's when they realize, what have I done? Why did I do that? Why didn't I just wait? Why didn't I hold off? Why didn't I get help? But it's usually too late, because they have done this and they've crossed over to the other side. And this is when realization sets in that they didn't really want to do this, but it's too late. And my experience with spirits is the ones that do this and they do get to the other side and they have their oh shit moments, that's when they feel sorrow of what they've done, and that's when they feel all the hurt and all the grief of what they've caused their loved ones. And from the spirit world, they can see their loved ones and they can see those people that they've hurt, and it's something that they need to deal with, and it's something that they need to carry. But I can tell you, as soon as they do cross over and they do pass, the burdens they feel that cause them to take these actions, it does go away, and they do feel peace and they do feel relief and they do feel like, what's been torturing them has gone away. So that's what they want when they do pass over. They do want that relief, and that's why they do it. But at the same time, while those burdens go away, they then start to realize, their oh shit moment, and they see what damage their leaving has done, and they do feel a sense of sorrow. And all they can want and all they can hope for is to be forgiven. All they want is just their loved ones to forgive them for what they've done, and accept that they couldn't have done anything, except that they did take themselves home and they are so sorry. If they could do it again, they would change things, but often it's too late. And then the loved ones are left in the living world having to pick up all the pieces of destruction that's happened and get on with their lives, and they can't because they find it so hard to move forward because they're carrying guilt over everything that's happened. And the loved one who has taken themselves home and has passed over is in the spirit world. Their burdens and troubles are gone, but now they're created with this new thing that's the sorrow of what they've caused to their loved ones. So it's hard because you as a loved one, you really need to try and forgive the one who did this to themselves. And it's hard for you to forgive someone who left you and, just took themselves out and that way and left you how you are with this big destruction around you. But you need to try and forgive this person that did this so that they can have that freedom to move on and be more free and more at rest. And it's very hard to forgive someone, very, very hard, especially if it's someone who's so close to you and they did this and you can't understand why they would leave you, and you thought perhaps your love would be enough for them to stay, but it wasn't. So forgiving someone, it can take time. It's a very long process, but you need to know that your loved one is truly sorry for what they did, and they did cross over and they did have that big oh shit moment, and that's when they realize they shouldn't have done what they did. But I can tell you, once you forgive them, once you've forgiven what they've done, then they'll move on and they'll be at peace and they'll be fully into heaven. So sometimes when someone first does that and they pass over, they're in limbo a little bit. But once they've got that forgiveness, then they're able to move forward a lot easier. I know it's really hard when someone does that. I know it's hard to continue on with your life. I know that it hurts forever and ever, and you just don't know why. There's so many answers that just can't be explained because your loved one did this and took all the answers with them. You just need to know that there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing that you could have done to help this person when they were that low, that they had no other choice that they could see to do that to themselves. We know they could have got help. We know they could have got that mental illness treated. We know they could have gone into rehab. We know they could have quit the drinking or whatever it is that caused them to get to that point. We know they could have sought help. But that person did not feel that they could. That person felt they had no other option but to do that, which is such a very sad thing for someone to go through. So my main message is forgive the person who did this. Please don't blame yourself. There's nothing you could have done. You can't carry that guilt with you. And you will get those answers one day when you pass. You'll see your loved one again who did take themselves home, and you'll be able to be with them again and everything will be okay. So I really hope this video has helped some of you. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, and I just thought now was a good time to film it. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section on my YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I would really appreciate that. I'd love you to like this video, subscribe, comment on my Facebook, send me a message if you want to. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Lots of love and light, and bye.